Now, I wouldn't be very wise to talk about hockey wonders and not to talk about hockey blunders. So I did the 1 year wonders, and I can't wait till that video posts and everybody says I thought you meant hockey players and not teams. I just didn't know a way to put teams in and not make it like this big wordy title, so it'll be fine. I will definitely get to hockey players who flamed out after 1 or 2 years. We'll get into that. That'll be an interesting list too. But let's talk about blunders, shall we? So these are teams who are up here, bottom out, and then go right back up the next year. Happens. It's happened numerous times. I had no problem coming up with 10 teams for this one as well. And the ultimate example of that is 1996. So why are they number 10, you're asking? Well, because it was a strike-shortened season the first year. They only had 52 points in 48 games. And they had 86 the year after. But they missed the playoffs that year. They had 86 points. So Jersey was a cup winner in 95, and in 96 they missed the playoffs. They had to be on this list for that reason. But in terms of actual points, there wasn't a huge difference. It was just that's how it worked. So again, the asterisk means strike shortened season. It was 48 games instead of 82. Or 84, I think, was at the time. Number 9. Hey, look, we're looking at 2015 just like we did on the last list. 2015 was a weird season. The San Jose Sharks went from 111, 89 points and missing the playoffs, and then 98 the year after. And, of course, the year after, they went to the Stanley Cup Final. So San Jose bottomed out before they came up and made a nice run to the Stanley Cup Final. Number 8. The year 208, apparently. 2008. Vancouver Canucks went from 105 to 88 and then back up to 100 the year after. Now, famously, 2008, that was the year that Luongo had a rough 3 weeks at the end of the year, and the team couldn't win a game. They went from top of the division to out of the playoffs in a matter of weeks. It was shocking to Canuck fans and to fans in general. Number 7. Back to 2012. The Anaheim Ducks, who were on the last list as well, went from 99 to 80 points. And then, again, I'll do an asterisk here. They had 66 points after in a strike-shortened season, which was 48 games. 48 games, 66 points, 18 games above 500. They would have ended up with about 105 to 110 points that year. A little bit higher than that 80 they had in 2012 when they missed the playoffs. So, dip and right back up again. Number 6 is from last season, not the one we just had, but the year before. Calendar year of 2016, when the Montreal Canadiens fell from 110 to an 82 point season, and then 103 the year after. So this is 2017. They had 103 points. They had 82 in between. This is what you call the Ottawa effect. So if you're an Ottawa fan, you're like, where are we going to be on this chart? You know what? Ottawa's good 1 year, bad the next, good 1 year, bad the next. I couldn't figure out how to chart that. So I'm just going with patterns. And Ottawa's pattern seems to be it's like a heartbeat when you look at their records. A pretty regular heartbeat too, so that's good, I guess, every other year, if you're a fan. Number 5, and this is the ultimate as well. The Rags. New York Rangers went from 105 points to 79 points, and then back up to 112, and they won the Stanley Cup the year after they missed the playoffs. So it does happen, and in the case of the Rangers, that was the ultimate, because in 93, when they missed the playoffs, everybody was writing off Messier, everybody was writing off the Rangers, everybody was saying, all right, they'll just keep spending money, and they'll keep losing, that's what they do, and then they won the Cup in 94. So sometimes making fun of that team that missed the playoffs that one time, they're done, they're finished, not a good idea. That's why LA kind of could have been on this chart, but I I couldn't find a good example either, for the current incarnation of them, of dropping them back. It's again, they're almost a heartbeat too, but it's like 2 beats down, and yeah. It's better not to think about it. Just give you a headache. 1999. The Washington Capitals went from 92 to 68, and then back to 102. And I have magazines from 99, which are dire predictions of how Washington's going to be at the bottom of the league for a while, and this is just the start, and Olaf Kolzig isn't good enough now, and the Capitals are just finished. And then they get 102 points the year after. So, it's one of those weird... Washington does it a lot. That was just the best example I could find, but Washington is just strange. 1991. Winnipeg. And this is the original Winnipeg, obviously, considering it's 1991. They had 85 points, which isn't great. But then they had 63, and the following season they had 81. The 83 and 81 point seasons that made the playoffs. That's 63 in between. On behalf of the Vancouver Canucks, thank you. Because they had those 63, the Canucks got into the playoffs. I think they had 64 or 65 points that year. And it's because Winnipeg crashed out. So, it's weird because, again, it's a dip and right straight back up. And this... Now, you look at the point difference, and you can say, well, it's a bigger point difference for Washington, but this is before you had all those extra points, the overtime and shootout points. So I had to take that into account when I was looking at records. Number 2, and this one's just strange. This is one that I still look at, and I still say that's really weird. So they had 91 points, 61, and 91, and there was virtually no difference between the two 91-point teams for Boston, other than that 61 in between. Their win-loss record, I'm pretty sure, was identical between those two 91-point seasons. It was close if it's not completely identical. I'm pretty sure it was identical. And just in between, they had just garbage season. Garbage season, pick Joe Thornton, go right back up. So that's how you do a rebuild properly. Just garbage season, whole, complete, and total, set everything on fire, and then right back up again. And then number 1, and really the impetus behind doing this was this example. Because I can't think of a more dramatic example of this than the 2007 Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers had been good, and they were good after, but my God, they were abysmal in between. 101 points to 56, and that's a full season. That's not strike shortened. And then back up to 95 the year after. What Philly did, dropping 45 points and then going up again by 39 points, that is simply stunning. And though they didn't win a championship, Boston wouldn't win a championship until 2011, so it's had nothing to do with that. And championships, other than the Rangers and the Devils, aren't really featured in this countdown. Unlike the first one I did, which was One Year Wonders. This turnaround is why I don't take any team's early run lightly. 56 points over an 82-game season is not far removed from what Colorado did last year. And it is way worse than most of the bad teams in the NHL last season. And that's why when you say a team's off to a hot start, I don't care. It doesn't matter. My answer is it could. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And for anybody paying attention, this is 2 videos in a row of wearing Thrashers because I got a Thrashers hat today. So I figured I might as well get the Thrashers jerseys out because I finally have a hat to match the jerseys. It's kind of a nice thing. And I can do countdowns like this and not seem biased because the Thrashers never really had that up and down thing. It was pretty down. They had one year where they kind of made it and then they went right off a cliff again. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.